This week, we're answering your questions, and if you have a question of your own, do send us a private message on our Facebook page. And here's our question for today. Hello, Kuya Caloy. I just want to ask, how do you know if a job or career is God-given? Thank you. This is a great question. First of all, we need to recognize that in general, every good thing comes from the Lord. So if you have a job right now, even if you still don't consider it a career, this is good. Work of any kind is good. If it gives you fair pay for a fair day's work, this is good. You will be able to take care of your material needs and will allow you to help others financially as well. Now, not all jobs are the same, however. There are jobs that are more appropriate for you. And if you find a job that matches your knowledge and skills, that is a great blessing as well. You will observe that when your job is a great fit with the talents and skills that God has given you, you derive so much pleasure from your job. If you're skilled with your hands and you have a job that requires manual dexterity, you are fulfilled just seeing the products of your hands. If you are creative and you love the arts, and your job requires so much creativity, just going through the process of creating ideas and bringing them to life will give you so much satisfaction. If you are great with numbers and you have a job that requires complicated computations, the challenge of solving these mathematical problems gets you excited. If you are good with your words and you love talking with people, having a job that involves meeting people and talking with them gets you pumped up. These are all blessings from the Lord. And how much more if you are recognized for the good job that you do, both in terms of financial rewards and if you are entrusted with bigger responsibilities. Now, just make sure that these responsibilities will still allow you to make use of your best skills and talents. Otherwise, you get bumped up into the level of your incompetence, and you might fail in that job or be totally miserable in it. And knowing that the fruit of your work is doing a lot of good for a lot of people, if your job is providing employment to so many people, or providing high-quality goods at reasonable prices, if your job helps create solutions for people's problems, if they heal the sick, make people's lives better, provide people with information and services that they need, or that will make their lives easier, that is an even greater blessing. Now, if you seriously want to follow Christ, and you want your work to give honor to Him, and as you seek earnestly for His will to be done in your life, then, at certain points in your life, God will use you in jobs or assignments that will allow you to accomplish His specific purposes. Some may be called to be pastors of His flock. Some will be called to preach the gospel in hard-to-reach countries. Some will be called to be healer of the spiritually sick. Some will be called to help lift up the conditions of the poor. Others will be called to implement God's justice and correct injustices in government and other institutions. Some may even be called to give the ultimate sacrifice and give up their lives for the sake of the gospel. Paul reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." As we learn to appreciate the jobs that God gives us, especially as they allow our gifts and talents to be used for the greater good, while they provide for our needs, and even as we are used by God to fulfill His purposes in our lives and in the world, let us always remember, faith matters too.